Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. Jay, boxing is back. We're always excited when we have the opportunity to watch a fight. And, I love stylistic matchups, and I think this is going to be a good one from a stylistic standpoint. So I'm excited to discuss it. And we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen in this fight. We're going to break it down, give our predictions, but we're going to piggyback off of something that Roy Jones mentioned because I thought it was pertinent and very interesting in regards to this particular fight. But before we jump into that, we got to welcome those of you who are new to the channel. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content. Make sure you smash the subscribe button. For those of you who are regular patrons, you know who we are, Jason and Greg. You know what we do. Make sure you smash the like button or the dislike button if you don't like the content. Man, I'm excited about this fight. And, it's an interesting one because, as many of you know, Vergil Ortiz is actually my favorite fighter. And I'm not going to say that I will pick him in any fight, but right now he's my favorite fighter. I just love his demeanor. I love his fighting style. I think he's underrated in terms of his overall skills. And so I'm interested in seeing stylistically how he matches up against Erickson Lubin, which I think is going to be an interesting style matchup. But what Roy Jones brought up, which I thought was very interesting, is that, and I mentioned this before, and I know a lot of, let's not even go there. I knew that Vergil Ortiz was going to do what he did to Madrimov. People come on here and they say, "Oh, you guys get them all wrong. You get them all wrong," but they forgot about the fight against Vergil Ortiz, where we said we know Vergil is going to go in there and do what we saw he did against Madrimov. Madrimov is not what you guys are trying to make him out to be. Let's stop it. And that's exactly what ended up happening and handled him handedly. And Roy Jones said the same thing. Basically, went in there and made it look easy against a guy that gave Terrence Crawford some problems. So right now, Vergil Ortiz is peaking. And it could potentially be over for Erickson Lubin in this particular fight. Now, Luben brings an interesting style. I think he brings a slick style to a certain extent. I think that could pose problems for Vergil Ortiz. We just got to see, because I haven't seen Vergil Ortiz in there with someone that is extremely slick. Madrimov was probably the slickest and did what he needed to do against him after breaking him down. I'm going to go with Vergil Ortiz because I just think overall he's going to eventually end up breaking down Erickson Lubin. And but fights can go either way. You just never know how styles are going to match up. Historically we get that. We see channels like Boxing Gym break down fights, and they'll tell you, "Oh, well, this guy did this in the past, and this guy did this in the past," and they'll break it down extremely well. I'm not knocking Boxing Gym at all, but at the same time, that's just using historical information. You don't know exactly what it's going to look like until these guys get in the ring, because although this guy has been susceptible to a certain thing that another fighter has done in the past, we don't know exactly how things like range, speed, power are going to affect, especially if this guy's dimensions are somewhat different than opponents that we've seen him in the ring with in the past. So it'll be interesting. I do not believe this will be an easy fight, but I think he's going to edge him out. The only thing that I find to be interesting, we did a poll, Jay, and I don't know how many votes the poll has right now, but Luben is winning by, at least the last time I saw, Luben was winning by a landslide that they believed that he was going to win based on a decision, which I found to be quite interesting. So that tells us that the folks that are watching this channel, they believe that this is a fight Luben. I think it was like 70-some% when I saw it last time. Do you know what it is right now?
Yeah,
any idea? Yeah, I'm going to it right now myself. I think last time I saw it was at 70%, but it could be a little bit different now. And I'm there, and the poll is at oh no, it's changed a lot. So Luben is still winning, but it's at 37%. Luben wins by decision, with another 9% for Luben. So that's much higher. So, but still more than 50% believe Vergil Ortiz is going to win. Got it. So Jay, what's your thoughts on this, man? How do you think this fight's going to end up playing out?
Well, Luben's from Florida. He's from
Orlando.
From the O. I'm in the O. Vergil's a tough out for anybody. He has a good engine. I think he's going to have to show different dynamics than he's shown in his other fights. He just can't be coming straightforward like that, because Luben got them things in both hands. And Vergil dropped twice against Borchuk in the first
Mm-hmm.
round 1, and round 8. Although they were probably flash knockdowns, he still got dropped. If Luben can do that, I think he could put Vergil out of there. Honestly, just like Vergil can put Luben out of there, I think, and stop the fight. I'm real surprised by the initial poll that had Luben up. Luben was actually 54%. More people, about 54%, was for Luben. Now it's flipped to Vergil being in 54%, being picked to win the fight, whether it's 50-50 for KO or decision, 27-27. I'm pulling for Luben, man. That's hometown. And I think Luben has a fight with nothing but urgency. I think if he loses this fight, I don't think he'll get another chance to be a top dog for top contender for a title. He's been in that one spot for a long time. He was there before he fought Fedor, was winning the fight against Fedor before the fight got stopped. And now here he is again. He's fighting all these eliminators, but never getting a chance to fight for a title that he so desperately wants. I got pulled from my boy Luben with the pull this out with the upset on here. I wouldn't be surprised if Vergil won, but I'm pulling for Luben. I got pulled for hometown.
I guess I should be pulling for hometown, right? We've had Luben on the channel once. Yeah, I get it. I'm going by what I just think is going to happen. I'm agnostic in terms of how I feel relative to who wins the fight, or indifferent, whatever word you want to use.
It's a close fight, though.
Yeah, it's a close fight.
Vergil just came straight forward. That's going to play into Luben. But when we watched Luben against Ramos, we said one thing about Luben: stay out the ropes.
So let me ask you, who's better, Ramos or Ortiz?
Ortiz.
Now, I personally felt Luben won that fight handedly, but a lot of people had it close. So if that fight ends up being much closer, and then when you consider Luben's last performance, which I didn't think was great, it's just hard for me to envision. Yeah, that's fine, but I don't envision him winning this fight. It's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Styles make fights, and you never know what's going to happen. But at this point, I just don't see it. But if he wins, good for him. He's had a few opportunities. I think maybe he might have been moved a little bit wrong earlier in his career, being put in the ring with Jermell so early. And then with Fedor, that was a tough fight. So I get it. But to Roy Jones' point, to Andre Ward's point, this could be it for him if he doesn't end up pulling this one out, or at least make it such a titillating, exciting fight that people are just naturally excited about him and want to see him in the ring again. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this fight. We told you what we think is going to happen. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.